You're right guys, Shay here, Uneven Bounce. Hope you guys are well. If you're new to the channel and you like the content, please do subscribe. Anyway, let's crack on. So yeah, Surrey disappointed us fans once again, losing their fourth match on the bounce to Kent, this time at home, by 17 runs. We failed to chase down 192 on the final day. Ben Folks scored 50-something, 57 I believe it was, in vain. Laurie Evans, decent support, scored 42 but got out to a tame shot, as a lot of people did. Yeah, disappointing obviously pretty much all round in the two batting performances. Barring Folks, there's not much to talk about really. Top of the order, we had obviously double failures again from Stoneman and Borthwick, both in horrendous form. I mean, Stoneman got a really good ball actually in the second innings, one nipped off the seam. So he nipped off the seam and he nicked off, I think it's the first slip. Scott Borthwick, horrendous again, he played two really bad shots. I think he wafted a waft way outside off stump. Footwork was nowhere to be seen. You could have driven a truck between bat and pad, and then he played a tame shot to mid-on, I believe, in the second innings. I was disappointed really with the chase on the final day. I thought Ricky Clark in particular was kind of the last recognised batsman coming in at 8. He played a really loose shot off the tee and played it all around a straight one, which is, yeah, it was not what we needed, and obviously left the tail exposed. Although Matt Dunn shot a few deft touches, but he's obviously not a batsman. And you know, he just fell short of Inverdi in the end. So I think when Folks got out 57, I mean that was disappointing. Obviously how Folks got out was very Sibley-esque, wasn't it, down the leg side. I mean, I guess it took something silly to kind of get him out, because he was batting so well across the whole match. I mean, the 100 he scored, and fair play to the guy, because you know, he comes, obviously not been playing cricket for 2 months, been in that bubble. You know, he's probably feeling a bit dejected, a bit depressed, because stuck there obviously, knowing he's not going to get a game. I mean, Butler was getting better with every single test match. He knew he was going to get a game for England this summer, and then to go back to Surrey, get, you know, let out the bubble, and then come out to Surrey, score 150. I think it shows a lot about that guy, you know, the character, you know. So that was good to see. Also as a Surrey fan, because we needed it. I mentioned on social media actually that we needed a steady hand at 5, and we needed Folks back ready to provide a steady hand at 5, because we just batted so poorly in the first 3 matches. You know, with the capitulations, we need someone solid in that middle order, and he came back and did really well. So, you know, good for him. But as Alex Stewart said in the post-match interview, you know, it wasn't incredible batting. It wasn't like he would play some kind of, you know, Viv Richards type knock. I mean, it was just sort of solid, technical, thoughtful batting. You know, leave the good ones alone, or, you know, defend them, hit the bad ones. Pretty much schoolboy stuff, isn't it, really? But some of the guys could have, you know, quit themselves in the same way, then I think I'd be sitting here with a bit more of a smile on my face, as we would have notched up our first win of this Bob Willis trophy. But anyway, wasn't to be. Sam Curran came back, obviously, and there's a few changes. Obviously, Morkel was out, Gus Atkinson was out, Ryan Patel out, and Jason Roy out. So yeah, through Nichols, people being dropped, and international call-ups in Jason Roy's case. In came Adam Finch, came back, missed the last game, got him back from Worcestershire. I believe we haven't signed him permanently, have we? Sam Curran obviously in Folks, and Ricky Clark came back in. So yeah, the team on paper looked pretty good, and it played that way. You know, it was a solid team that turned out this match. I'd say I would like Roy in there, but the reality is just on name, isn't it, really? He's been really poor form, but Morning Morkel obviously would have been helpful to have there. But I guess he played Matt Dunn, one to play, or Finch would have played. But they both did pretty well. I mean, Finch took 4 in that second innings, I believe. Matt Dunn bowled actually quite reasonable. I mean, it's good to see, actually, because the last few years, he's just been pretty much out of the team, get the odd game here and there, but pretty much playing 2s cricket for Surrey. But to see him, you know, getting a decent run of games, he bowled quite well actually, decent pace. You know, he's nice shape on the ball as well. So happy to see Matt Dunn getting a go. We'll see what happens next year. But yeah, Morkel didn't play, probably still horrified, maybe mentally scarred after coming in for the Hampshire game and seeing what happened. But anyway, yeah, whatever. That's done and dusted, isn't it? So, yeah, the batting, so obviously somewhat to be, left somewhat to be desired. The bowling was, it was good to see Curran as well. He also took 4 for, I think it was second innings, wasn't it? I've just got the scorecard here with me. I believe the second innings that he took 4. And yeah, it was, up in the bowling when Matt Donny took 4 in that second innings as we bowled Kent out for 127. He did really well, actually. And Ricky Clark took 5, phenomenal. I think Clark could actually be like our Darren Stevens, to be honest. I mean, Clark's 39 now. Darren Stevens can be 45 by the end of his new contract that he's just been offered. There's no reason why Clark, the way he's playing, can't go on for another 2-3 years. He can go into his 40s. I mean, listen, Gareth Batty is probably going to turn out on Friday for us, and against Sussex in the T20 Blast, and he's almost 43. He's 43 in October. There's no reason why Ricky Clark can't go on to, achieve similar things. I mean, he's still bowling really well. Batting, he's a solid number 7-8. And he's bowling superb the last 2-3 years. I just feel like these type of bowlers, you think about him. I'm not going to necessarily put Jamie Porter in the same breath, but people obviously, I think back to people like Peter Trigo, Andre Adams. There's a thing about these kind of medium pace not trundlers, that's quite harsh as well. Medium pace kind of swing bowlers. I reckon Jesse Ryder at Essex. You know what I mean? Like he was very much a part-time international bowler, but was a demon for Essex, weren't he? Andre Adams left in Nottinghamshire, and Stevens doing a similar thing at Kent for years now, getting out at 75 mile an hour. God, you imagine if Vernon Philander played this year for Somerset? We took an absolute shit load. Anyway, so yeah, I think the way Clark plays, I think in these wickets, at the time we play county championship cricket, I think he'll still be handy for a while. So keep himself fit. I think he can go on for a couple of years, and it'd be good to have him around still. But yeah, anyway, so that was it really. It said disappointing. I mean, I'm not sure if I mentioned Scott Borthwick already. If I haven't, in terms of his batting, yeah, that was Stoneman and Borthwick didn't do very well in this match. Double failures of both. Stoneman was got a decent ball actually in that second innings. To be fair to him, but Borthwick played 2 terrible shots. I think I have mentioned this before, but to be honest with you, it's not the end of the world to mention it again, just to reiterate the point that Scott Borthwick has been terrible once again for us. I just don't see how we can be batting top 3 for Surrey. I just don't get it, really. It's the 2 shots that he played in this match, just kind of indicative of really where he's at, isn't it, mentally? And he's got more chance to fix it, but he's not going to play, is he? Probably on Friday or in this T20 Blast. It's very unlikely. So he's going to have to go away and work on his game and hopefully do well in the final game of this Bob Willis Trophy. I'm not sure his contract terms are, but he's in his 4th year now. I probably imagine he's signed a 4-year contract, so he should be out of contract this winter. It'll be interesting to see what Alex Stewart does and what Vikram Solanki thinks about him and whether he should retain him for next year. He is going to be 31 next year. He's obviously a season player, and we're going to get a few call-ups, so he'll be there for the whole season. The reality is, though, if we want to compete in Division 1 next year, unlike last year, do we want Scott Borthwick in our top order? I mean, Hashim Amla will come back in. He'll bat 3, but do we want Borthwick batting top 4? Maybe it's a question for another day. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, guys. Yeah, it was a decent performance. It was okay. We should have won the game. Good to see Sam Curran and folks back in the team. And hopefully we just we turn our attentions now to the T20 Blast starting Friday at Sussex. Away, it's actually at Hove. Hopefully we can get a bit more success with, I believe, Jay Dernbach is leading the team still. I'm good to see some new blood coming to that side. Maybe Morco will play that game. It'd be interesting to see. And we should see Gareth Batty play as well. And Laurie Evans, obviously, more of an was a white ball player, isn't he? I don't think he'll be playing for us, though. I think he'll be going to Sussex for the rest of the season before joining us permanently in the winter for the next 3 years, all being well. So yeah, anyway, that's it from me, guys. If you enjoyed the content, got any kind of comments you had to leave me regarding the game, did you watch it as well? What did you think? I mean, did Surrey acquit themselves quite well on a decent wicket for bowlers, but it really wasn't a minefield, was it? It wasn't anything. It wasn't that hard a pitch to play on. I thought if you get in, as I said, Stuart said before about Ben Folkes, you get in, you can make runs. It was just some brain farts going on with the batsmen, really, especially that second innings for Surrey and for Kent as well, to be fair. But if you got in, you can make runs, But if you've got any comments to leave me about the game, do drop them down below. And yeah, I'll hopefully see you on the next one. Cheers.